Hey guys, just got my new amp in. It's gonna be my break-in amp for my new sub. My sub will take way more power than this thing takes, but you always want to break your sub in with lower power at first. That way as not to blow them. This thing says it's 6,000 watts, but come on, man, we know that that's not true. I watched the dyno test on YouTube of Wilson's lab or whatever, and it was like a little over 1,000 watts, and that's perfect for what I'm going to be using it for. But the ratings are on the box, the real ratings. Oops, this thing's falling out. 420 watts at 4 ohms, 720 watts at 2 ohms, and 1020 watts at 1 ohm. I'm going to be running that too. I only got one sub. An owner manual. Let's see what else. Packed pretty good. Bass knob. Let's see how that thing looks. Big fingers. Hey, watch out, put my fingers in front of the camera. Sorry about that. It's got foam connector for the bass knob, which is cool. I like that. This thing's made of metal. That's good, not plastic or cheap. Fairly small bass knob, which is great for my car because I got a small car. I got a Saturn Ion 3, and the knob seems to be good and stiff. I was told to make sure when you set your amps to have this all the way turned up. That way, because if you had it down and you was to set your amp and then try to turn it up later, it would just distort. So you want to make sure this thing's turned all the way up when you set your amp. Okay, that's that. It's got mounting screws that I won't use because I'll use better ones, and 3 extra fuses in here. Cool. Let's see if I can get this out one-handed. Okay. And it looks scratched, but those are that's just the plastic thing, protection cover. So it's brand new underneath. And let's see here. Power connects. 340 amp fuses. 1 amp for every watt. So that's 120 amps equals 1,200 watts. So I mean, it's not bad. There's the protection light and 2 channels. So you can run it at 2 ohm or 1 ohm. It's got the power in and the line out, so you can stack amps if you want, which is cool. There's the gain, the bass boost, the low pass frequency, the subsonic, and the phase switch. And there's your plug-in for your remote. It's got nice vents on it. I'm not going to be opening this thing up in case it don't work. If something goes wrong, I want to take it back, so it should work. But I'm going to be using it to, let me grab this thing, power this, and you guys are going to say, oh, well, that's not a big enough amp for that sub. But like I said, it's just a break-in amp. After I break it in, I'll buy a bigger amp. After I use this for about a month or so, breaking it in, then I'll go up to a bigger amp. This is my American Bass XFL 1044. Let me try to turn it over. For some reason, like I said in my last video, when I got this speaker, it's a 4 ohm speaker, and the ones they sell and on the listing, they all say 1,000 watt RMS and 3,000 watt, 2,000 watt max power. For some reason, mine says 1,500 watt RMS and 3,000 watt max power. I even wrote a review and submitted it to Amazon, and they rejected it, saying I was misleading or whatever, like I was making it all up. But I even put the video, but they got to see, that's what it said. I'm not misleading. Somebody must be misleading me. Either way, it says 1,500 watts RMS and 3,000 watts max power. Now, maybe because of all the hype and stuff about this speaker, that the old ratings it was underrated so much that they decided to up the ratings on the speaker. I don't think anything's changed because it looks exactly the same as all the other FLX or XFL. Sorry about that. This thing's stiff. super stiff. And I like the rib surround on it. It's got the, it's so hard to see in here. This lighting in this room sucks. But it's got the dual tinsel leads sewed in this thing. It's a really good speaker. I mean, it's massive for a 10. It's hard to show because the lighting in here sucks. But anyway, I was supposed to be showing the amp, sorry. But that's why I got this thing. I mean, I know it's probably not the greatest amp, but for the price, you know, I think it was like 100 and, let me see, it says it on here. It doesn't even say on here. I think it's like 120 bucks or something I paid for it. But I just got to wait for the rest of the equipment to come in, and then I'm going to hook it all up. I have a factory radio in my car, which it's coming out. And I have to use the Metra harness. I found one that works for my car because I got a factory amp in the car and all that jazz. It's a real pain. Right now I have the radio comes on but no sound. But the head unit I'm getting should be in this week too, and the wire kit, I'm getting 4 gauge power and ground to run the sub. Once I get it all in, I'm going to install it. I'm deciding if I want to build a box or buy one. The ones that look like that you buy, the cheap ones, they're not even worth buying. I mean, I think I'm just going to get some 3/4 inch plywood or MDF and make one myself. I have a app that you can put in the specs of your speaker, and you can build your own box. And I'm pretty good at construction. I do roofs, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for me. Anyway, just want to show you guys what's up as I go along here. And for all you bass heads out there, man, next time I see you guys, I should have this thing up and running. Later.